Okay, welcome to the game 6 of the Tom Seaver 1973 replay. I've displayed the stats. We see the actual stats versus the replay stats. So pretty close. Got quite a ways to go, but ERA is a little high. Hits are a little high. Earned runs a little high. But got a ways to go. So leading off for the Reds, Pete Rose. I have Joe Morgan batting second, and Bobby Tolan third. Also playing Bobby Tolan in the 68 Bob Gibson replay I had when he played for the St. Louis Cardinals. So let's get started here. Rose 1-3 versus a righty. Ground out to first. Joe Morgan up against Seaver. 1-10 versus a righty. Ground out to shortstop. Bobby Tolan. He's a lefty. 1-9. Ground out to second base. So Seaver 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Let's move it up a little bit. Now, so to get a little change in the leadoff spot, it's been Bud Harrelson most of the time here, but now we got Ted Martinez leading off for the Mets. See what he can do. Grimsley is a lefty. 4-6 versus a righty. Ground out to short. Felix Mian be the batter. 5-10 versus a righty. Ground ball shortstop X. That will be a ground ball to Concepcion. He's a 2E23. So an 18 he gets there. 7, 8, and 8 on a 23 makes the out. 6-3. So 2 ground outs to Concepcion to start off the bottom of the first. And let's bring up Willie Mays. .65 versus a righty. Fly out to right. So looks like we got all 3 hits on the pitcher's card in the bottom of the first. Okay, let's see what we got here. Johnny Bench will be leading off for the Reds in the top of the second. Get these cards together. .29 struck him out. Seaver's got 4 in a row on here. He's off to a good start. 3-4 versus a righty. Home run. Straight shot for Tony Perez. As you can see here, straight shot for Perez. No question about it. Wow. Perez had 27 home runs in 1973. Okay, Concepcion. See what he can do. Made a couple plays, nice plays in the bottom of the first. 5-3 versus a righty. Ground ball pitcher X. Seaver is a 3. Excuse me. He's a 3E26. So 5 on a 3. He gets there. He's a 26. 16 out of 26. He makes the play. Off of, oh, excuse me. That was Joe Haig. So I made a mistake there. But that actually will, either way, it'll go off. Haig was a lefty. Actually, I'm going to have redo that at bat. So let's scratch that because actually Haig is the batter, and I had to. He did not have a card, so I had to use him off of the Strat viewer. So let's redo that at bat. 4-3. Haig is a lefty. Ooh, diamond chance. He's a weak power though. So let's see what that is in Shea. Now Shea is for lefties, home runs 1 to 6, but again 4, so it's a single. This is weak power. So we have a single for Haig, and now we have Concepcion as a batter. So 1 out, runner on first for Concepcion. I did havoc roll a little behind here. Nothing on that. Concepcion. 3-6. Line out to the third base. Well, a single 1. Line out to the 20. Line out to the third baseman. Runner stays at first. 2 outs for Dennis Menke. (2-8) versus a righty, walk. Runners on first and second, 2 outs for Ross Grimsley. 13. 6-10. Grimsley bats lefty. 6-10. Ground ball, shortstop X. That will be to Harrelson. He's a 1E16. He gets there. An 11 on a 16. Makes the play. So 1 run with a Tony Perez shot out of Shea. Okay, let's see. We got up for the Mets will be Rusty Staub, so we got a lefty on a lefty. (4-8). Triple 1 to 4, single 5 to 20. Single for Staub. He's been hitting really well in this replay. Jimbo Kemp. Nothing on the havoc. 2-6 versus a lefty, walk. Runners on first and second, no outs for Fregosi.
No.
11, nothing on that.
No.
3-5 versus a lefty, struck him out. Fregosi struck out. Runners on first and second. Nothing for Grody on the havoc. Let's see what we got here. 6-10 versus a righty. Ballpark single chance. 6. For a righty, the ballpark single chance in Shea is 1 to 11. So that's a single, 1 star. So we got loaded bases for Bud Harrelson. We will have the infield normal. Looking for a double play. Nothing on the havoc. .310 versus a lefty. Ballpark single chance. 9. Harrelson will bat righty. That's a single. 1 star. Brought in a run right there. Still got the bases loaded for Tom Seaver. 12. Nothing on the Havoc. Infield's going to be normal here. Hoping for the double play. 5-7. Ground ball, second base X. So we got Morgan. He's a 1. So we got a 1E10. Bases loaded, normal. 18, he gets there. And then on an 18, that is a G1. So hopefully we get a double play. 9-11 on a 10 for a second baseman. Gets that. So G1 with the bases loaded and the infield normal. G1 double play, 4-6-3. So paid off for the Reds to play normal, but and with a strong infield, they got it. So ties up the game though, 1-1. And now we got the top of the order for the Reds. In the top of the third, Pete Rose will be the batter. (4-5) versus a lefty. Rose will be batting lefty. And home run, 1-13, double 14-20. He's a weak power though, Rose. A 10, so that's a single. How many home runs did Rose have? If he was a normal power, would have been home run. Only 5 homers. So he hits a single. Joe Morgan made the nice play at the bottom of the second. Get the Reds out of trouble. 5-10 versus a lefty. Fly out to center field. Bobby Tolan. 1-7 versus a righty. Fly out to center field. Johnny Bench. 6-9 versus a righty. Ground ball shortstop X to Harrelson. He's a 1E16. 15. 11 on an E16. No, we got it. 6-3, so makes the play. 1-1 ball game. Bottom of the third. Ted Martinez will be leading it off for the Mets in the bottom of the third. Let's get the. All right. (4-4) versus a righty. Fly ball center field X. Center fielder is Bobby Tolan. He's a 3E14 on an 8. He gets there. He's an E14. 11, 15 on a 14 for outfield, center field. Makes the play. Felix Mian, the batter. (2-7) versus a lefty. Ground out to the pitcher. And Willie Mays. 1-11 versus a lefty. Ground out to first. So we got a 1-1 game. And the batter for the Reds will be Tony Perez, who hit a shot right out of here back in the third. Excuse me, back in the second. Okay, line that up. Two-7, walked. Seaver a little afraid. Cautious, a better word. 4-8 versus a righty. Single 1, line out to short 2-20, lines out to short. Dave can. Oh, that's Haig again. I keep on mixing that up. Apologize for that. Check the havoc roll. Nothing on that. 6-5 versus a lefty. That's my fault. Struck him out. So we struck out Joe Haig. Concepcion is now the batter. 8-0 on the havoc roll. 6-9 versus a righty. Ground ball shortstop X. That's another one to Harrelson. Should be an easy play. 4, 7, 8 on a 16. Makes the play. Well, hold on a second. Could be a double play. So 4 is a G2 pound. Now Perez, if he's an asterisk, he'd be considered hold. I doubt he's an asterisk. No. Okay, so G2 with a runner on first, normal, force out. So Concepcion gets to first on a fielder's choice, and Perez is forced out. So we got 2 outs for Dennis Menke. Four, 7, Menke's a righty. Double 1-6. Fly out to center. 7-20 and 9. Flies out to center. So Reds don't get anything in the fourth. Let's move on to the Mets. Rusty Staub got a single last at bat. Okay. So we got a 1-1 game, bottom of the fourth. Rusty Staub, the batter. 6-7 versus a lefty. Single 1-12, line out to second. Jimbo Kemp. 2-11 versus a lefty. Ground out to third. And Fregosi. 4-9 versus a righty. Ooh, homer 1-8, double 9-20. 3. That's a single because Fregosi is weak. Jerry Grody is the batter. 10. (6-5) versus a righty. Fly out to right field. Ross Grimsley will be leading off for the Reds in the top of the fifth. Hitter card 1. 4-7 for he's a lefty. Single 1-5. Line out 6-20. Single for Grimsley. And we're at the top of the order. Pete Rose, the hit king. .110 versus a righty. Ballpark chance, and he's a switch hitter, so he'll be batting a lefty. Single chance, and Shea is 1-6. He lines out to the second baseman. Joe Morgan, the batter. Nothing 110. Ground ball, shortstop A. That's a double play. Let's move on to the bottom of the fifth with Bud Harrelson. Grimsley pitching a good game as well, too. So let's give him some credit on that. .39 versus a lefty. Fly out to right. Seaver, pitcher hitting card 2 for Seaver. 1-4. Struck him out. And we're at the top of the order with Ted Martinez. Let's see what we got here. 3-7 versus a lefty. Struck him out. Let's move on to the 6th inning. Bobby Tolan, the batter. .510 versus a lefty. Fly out to center. Johnny Bench, the batter. 6-7 versus a righty. Struck him out. Tony Perez. 1-7 versus a righty. Ground out to short. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Seaver. And leading off for the Mets, we have Felix Millan. Let's see if we can move this over a little bit. Okay, perfect. .610 versus a righty. Ballpark single chance. Millan is a righty, and Shea, it is 1-11. 20. Lines out to short. Willie Mays. 5-7 righty. Ground ball second base X. That's Morgan. He's a 1-10. He gets there. 10 on a 10 for second base. He makes the play. Rusty Staub is the batter. 2-7 versus a lefty. Single. Jimbo Kemp. $5-8 versus a righty. Pop out to second. We move into the 7th. Good pitchers duel here. And up for the Reds, leading off will be Joe Haig. We're not going to miss it this time. Remember, we had to use off the Strat viewer. Haig is a lefty. None of them went off his card anyways. 4-11. Diamond chance, but he's a weak. 1 single. Seaver gave up 23 home runs in 1973. Just curious of that. Okay, Dave Concepcion. Let's see if the Mets can do something here as far as double play. 6'4" righty. Center field X. Willie Mays. He's a 4E4. 16, he gets there. 9-10 on a 4. Makes the play. Dennis Menke. 3-7 walk. Ross Grimsley. Got runners on first and second. 1 out. Let's do a sacrifice. Bunt. Grimsley is A. Corners in. So that'll bring him down to a B. Seven. Sacrifice. So he makes a sacrifice. Runners on second and third. 2 outs for Pete Rose. Now Rose batted .338 since 1973. So this is an important at-bat here in the game. .16, single 2 stars. Rose drives in 2. Good job by the Reds manager, Sparky Anderson. Look at that. 1-6, he gets a single 2 stars for Rose. Nothing on the Havoc. 2-8 versus a righty. Home run, straight shot. Morgan, look at that. 2-8. Home run. Boom. So now we got a 5-1 game. Keep in mind the actual score was 6-1 Cincinnati. Bobby Tolan. 5-5 versus a lefty, struck him out. 4 runs for the Reds in the top of the 5th. 2 outs, all done within 2 outs. See, with the Reds hitting, they're not built to come back. So going to be a little tough here, but see what they can do. Jim Fregosi will be leading off. Let's see what we got here. 5'8" versus a righty. Pop out the second. Jerry Grody. 3-7. Single. Off the left-hander. Grody 2 for 3 today. Nothing for Harrelson. 3-7. 3-7 versus a lefty. Fly out to center field. I think that's going to be it for Seaver. So we're going to bring in a pitch hitter. We're going to bring in, let's see. They don't got anything, the Mets. Let's bring in George Theodore. He will pinch hit for Seaver. We're going to need a pitcher. Let's get Theodore in there. See if he can spark anything. Six versus a righty. Ground ball, third base A. Only needed one out. Grimsley pitching a good game today. Need a pitcher for Seaver. Let's take a quick look there. At the Reds. Batter's Johnny Bench. We got him into the batter's box. Get a pitcher for the Mets, excuse me. Seaver went 7 innings. Gave up 5 runs. Let's see who the Mets will bring in. Let's bring in Buzz Capra. See what he can do. All right. Seaver goes 7. Buzz Capra will be the pitcher. Johnny Bench the batter. 1-7. Capra's a righty. Single 1-6. Line out 7-20. Lines out. That was an 8. Tony Perez. 4-4 versus a righty. Ground ball, third base X. Third baseman is Jim Fregosi. 4 E32. 17 he gets there. 12. 17 on an E32 for a third baseman. 1 base error. Joe Haig. He's a lefty. Nothing on the Havoc. Two 2-7. Ground ball, second base B. That's a force out. Okay, so we got runner on first, 2 outs for Concepcion. 111. He is Buzz Capra is a righty. So 111 is a diamond chance for Concepcion. And in Shea, for righties, it is a 1-6. 18. Flies out to left. 5-1 ball game. Grimsley will still be in there. I think he's pitching real well. And the batter for the Mets will be Ted Martinez. It'll be the top of the order. (4-5) versus a righty. Fly out to center. No, fly out to right field. Felix Mian. 5-8 versus a righty. Pop out to second. And Willie Mays. 3-8 versus a lefty. Walk. Rusty Staub. 3-8 versus a lefty. Ground ball, second base A. How about Grimsley? 5-1 as we go into the ninth inning. Capra's going to stay in there. Did a decent inning. And the batter will be Dennis Menke. Let's try this for the last inning. I'm going to actually hold the cards and see how that feels and looks. Let's try that. 1-4 versus a righty. Struck him out. Okay, Grimsley still the batter. I like leaving him down. 6-7. Grimsley's a lefty. Walk. Pete Rose, the hitter. 1. So a possible wild pitch here. Okay. Now Capra's wild pitch rating is a 15. Wild pitch. Grimsley goes a second. Another roll there. So we got a runner on second, 1 out for the hit king. 6-2 versus a lefty. Ground ball pitcher X. Capra is a 2 E0. So 3 on a 2 for a pitcher. 3 on a 2 is a G3. And a 13 on a 0, nothing. So a G3 with a runner on second. If it was hit to the right side, he's just going to stay there. So 1-3. Morgan, who hit the home run last at bat. See what he can do. (6-11) versus a lefty. Walk. Runners on first and second. That's actually pretty smart for Tolan. 3-8 versus a righty. Ground out to first. So Capra pitches 2 scoreless innings. Probably won't need the Mets. We're going to have Grimsley stick in for the nice 1 run. Bo Kemp will be the batter. Bottom of the ninth, we're down to the last 3 outs. 5-5 versus a righty. Walk. Fregosi. 1-5, struck him out. Grody. 1-11 versus a lefty. Ground ball, third base B. So we got a fielder's choice. Beauchamp out at second. 2 outs. Bud Harrelson's the hitter. We're going to keep him in there. There's not, believe me, there's not many options that are going to be doing anything special. 4-8. Harrelson be righty. Ooh, triple 1 to 4. Single 2 stars 5 to 20. 4 triple for Harrelson. How about that? Drives in a run. So we got 5-2. Let's check the point of weakness. I just want to explain how that works. So we'll go right off the rules on that. Okay. So keep it quick here. Okay. He reaches his POW inning, which Grimsley's is a 7, or inning after that, and allows any combination of 4 hits or unintentional walks in any 2 consecutive innings. So 1, 2, 3. So he's got 3 in the last 2 innings. Okay. So if he gives up 1 more, he reaches his point of weakness. Let's have the Mets bring up a pinch hitter. And we will have them go with Cleon Jones. Down to the last at bat. Versus Grimsley. .64 versus a righty. Ground ball third base X. The play is to Dennis Menke. He's a 2 E18. A 3 on a 2. He gets there. An E18, a 5 on an E18. He makes the play. So great play by Menke. Final out of the game. Mets score 1 more. Final is 5-2. The actual final was 6-1 for Cincinnati. Let's look at the stats for Seaver quick. So he went 7 innings pitched. He gave up. Let's see how many hits he gave up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. 2 home runs. 5 earned runs. 1, 2, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts with the loss. And the win goes to Grimsley. All right. Thanks all for joining, and hope you see you at the next one.